Why do you think they won't release the Epstein stuff? I think it's because everyone in Congress went.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did. Honestly, I believe the people most in danger are the military industrial complex people
Mm.
and the bankers that really run the country. And,
'Cause this is a means to ends
yeah,
to them. This is a part of
yeah.
the
Well,
currency.
depopulation. Don't forget, Georgia Guidestones, my belief, if you listen to Ted Turner and you know that he funded, a lot see, he doesn't get called out a lot,
No, he doesn't.
but Ted Turner funded a lot of the UN population control.
I know he did.
And he was very involved in donating to the Lucis Trust, as was
Yeah.
Gates and Soros. So, again, most people don't even know that the Rockefellers funded the United Nations. And frankly, I think the United Nations has been a gigantic money laundering operation
100%.
the entire
And
time.
probably trafficking and arms dealing too.
Yeah.
And children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Vatican's on there, so it's
How
I
many
mean,
times
how
have the
how
UN been called out? But there's a part of this, though, that if you go back and look at Samantha Power,
Oh, God.
and
She's
don't
still
forget,
there.
her husband, Cass Sunstein, was the professor of Obama and Eisen of lawfare and all this stuff. Sonstein, people don't even know, wrote the open border legislation that was going on the last 4 years. That's why the autopen presidency, we still do not know who was running this country.
Yeah.
We do,
Or
though.
the
It's
world.
Valerie Jarrett.
No, bigger than that.
Bigger.
No, I think it was probably more like BlackRock.
Well, that's probably true, too.
Because the same day that Donald Trump meets for the first time since the beginning with Putin in public to do finally detente, clear up what's been going on since the fake Cold War, Larry Fink gets promoted to the top of the World Economic Forum the same day.
Yeah. That is
And
true.
the American people, I mean, and we can get into even what they've done to the Black community on purpose. And a
Well,
lot
that's
of
what
people,
Obama's job was to steal all the wealth of the Black community. I cried when he got elected because I was like, all the little Black children that think this was a step forward, how devastating it will be when they see what it was.
well, what the Black community should be doing right now is demanding that the millionaires that have been there for ages in the Black Congressional Caucus
Yeah, they should divest.
investigate where the money went for Black Lives Matter, because
No
it did not
shit.
go to the Black communities, and defund the police hurt the Black communities.
Yep.
No bail, no jail hurt the Black communities.
Well, they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's all
Divide and
they
conquer.
put the opposite name
Mhm.
of what it really is. Like banks do, trust and fidelity.
Right, exactly. Oh, right, the FDIC. We'll
So
we'll we'll protect you.
now that you've told us everything's over and everything's infiltrated and we're all gonna
Well,
die, what's
she's
the
positive
I think it's
thinker,
the
though.
opposite.
Yeah, give us a little
She
we do have
gives
to
us
wrap
the
up.
upside now.
We're running out
We're
of
wrapping up.
We have to wrap
Yeah,
soon.
we always do this. Mel and I, we go through it and we go, those dirty bastards. And then we go like this.
Here's the hope.
But
Yeah. Give me
the
some hope.
hope is God. And what is God doing?
Well, what God's doing, I think, is I hope, and this is my hope, is that every American citizen, regardless of race, religion, background, or anything else, has to understand that our grandparents and our parents were lied to, looted, manipulated for the good of a very small group of people that run the international banking cartel.
Yeah.
And our children and grandchildren and everyone else has an opportunity to take a very, very good turn back to what George Washington left us. For me, I always say to people, read the George Washington farewell address. That is the best case scenario for
Yeah.
America. And what was that? That America stayed neutral. Okay, we were not supposed to get involved
Yep.
in other countries. That was the whole point. That America was this promised land that we were going to remain neutral. We were not going to interfere in foreign countries' business, and we were not going to allow foreign countries to interfere in ours. Lobbying, think tanks,
Yeah.
all of this has been a disaster for America. And what I hope right now and what I think is happening, what I think God is doing is opening the hearts of people. And honestly, it sounds corny, but I think that people are realizing, like, you hit rock bottom in, like I write about in Americans Anonymous, and you have nowhere lower to go. but you can go as high as you want if you take the turn.
Mhm.
And I think people have to start to realize the divide and conquer, even with these like stupid no kings things, which if there was a king, this wouldn't be happening, of course,
Right.
because they're so stupid. But it's all about like so that we don't see that we have all equally been victimized.
Hmm.
You can talk over and over about slavery 400 years ago, but if you don't know that France and the UK were basically in on it and funding it and profiting, all the cotton and stuff was going there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if you don't know that America was infiltrated over and over and over right before our eyes, and then the murder of JFK, and the American people got that Warren report and we're supposed to shut up about it and go forward. And then look at what happened after that. Just complete and total, like I talk about in here, the drugging, manipulating, and mind control
And endless wars.
of the American people
Mhm.
by high level mind control, propaganda.
Yeah.
Uh, Everything was about public opinion,
Tax
swaying the
theft.
public. That's what the whole time with Donald Trump. This is why we all have to realize the entire RussiaGate was the whole world was affected by this. There would not have been a war in Israel. There would not have been a war in Ukraine,
Ukraine, yeah.
and they needed that war. They need the wars, and for me, we didn't get there, but I believe also something about Israel that people I don't think are looking at is that China was meeting with a boss quite a bit before October 7th.
Mhm.
Netanyahu was supposed to meet with Xi, and October 7th happened the week before. Okay, so a lot of what's going on there, in my opinion, is about that port
Course.
that they tried to build really quick and
Mhm.
it sunk because what they've done to our military. China wants that port for
Mhm.
the Belt and Road Initiative, which is not only their taking over all the ports in the maritime. I believe the Belt and Road Initiative is also their military plan.
That's right.
Control all the routes of maritime.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then don't forget, they're at the top of the UN, CCP.
Yep.
Right.
They're at the top of all of these groups, the World Health Organization.
Yes.
The craziest part is that the international bankers built this CCP. They funded it too,
Yeah.
you know?
I didn't know that, but it makes total fucking sense.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what
they
do you
funded it.
think that the I mean, it's no small thing. I'm sorry we didn't get to it, but we have to
We'll
say
have her
something.
back.
But it is amazing that somehow the Arab Gulf states came to the uh, rescue of their Jewish brothers and sisters in the Levant against Hamas, and we know where that goes. It goes to the UN and all these things, the Rockefellers, everything we've said that's evil about the world, and they saw it. And it's a great thing that it was a biblical prophecy come true that the older brother would protect the younger brother, and that would be a switch in the world. And all these things are happening way too fast. We have to have a whole other show about the Bible and what's going on, but, talk about the light going on. That's a
That's what I
biblical
think
thing.
is happening,
Yeah.
I
and
do
that
too.
light inside of us that they've tried over decades with our food, our water, our education system, our, divide and conquer, what they've done to inner cities, what they've done to our architecture. Look at everything. You can also go look up Alice Bailey, who was like the Lucis Trust at the UN. The
All of them.
Rockefellers pulled her in to have the Lucis Trust meditation room. She has the 10 things to a one world government, which has been followed to a T.
Mhm.
And I believe it's about taking the God gene, the God spirit out of human beings
That is what it is.
and making them cattle. And right now, I think that the real genocide, if you want to call one, is actually on the white people of
Yeah.
the world.
I do too.
It is,
And yet
and
we still sit
Christians.
here and talk. Well, yeah, but we still sit here and talk about why don't they have open borders in China? Why aren't they sending the migrants? Why aren't they sending them to India? Why aren't they sending them anywhere else? They're only sending them to the only places that really the white race built, all of these centuries in Europe. are just getting erased.
Mhm.
The United States, even you see, you can say this about the United States or Israel. Oh, you're on stolen land. Well, we built that. We built.
Yeah, it was a swamp,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
You
And
want it back a swamp? Well, wait a minute. We'll get Halliburton. We'll flatten it. You can have the swamp.
there you go. And frankly, that's what I think the whole thing in Israel is about that land and that port. Because if you look
It
at the Belt and
is.
Road Initiative, they that would connect them. I also believe that
Is that why you think the Arabs and the Jews suddenly went, okay,
yes,
we
yes,
don't want no, we don't want the CCP over here
yeah, but I
because
also
they'll take all our religion away.
and I think that the CCP, because they're both totalitarian, they can't exist together. Once they would get their plan and destroy America and walk us into Agenda 2030, what then the CCP and Islam are going to be friends?
No.
No, no, no.
Right.
That's not how it works. But I
So
also,
it's a total God move
yeah,
then.
I think it's
Oh, it's
also
so awesome.
the world uniting,
Mhm.
not against China, but against what China has been used for,
Right.
which is frankly, um, everything that China is now is because of the international global public-private partnership and international banks that invested in China,
Right.
That's true.
that built China,
The
that destroyed.
Kissinger opened up,
Right,
right? Kissinger's
exactly.
bullshit. So, w if it's true that Trump is taking down the entire, royal family's banking system, and
Right.
it seems to be,
That is what I believe, yes.
yeah, right?
Yes,
Then this is the beginning of the golden age.
exactly.
That and it's not the new world order that the Nazis want. This is the people's
Right,
golden age.
right, and what my hope for America right now is, more than anything else, is that people realize that we have all been betrayed
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
deepest level.
And get off each other's throats.
Yes. And because let me tell you something, particularly before Obama, especially where I grew up outside of Philly, I never thought about any of the race stuff. Like, I had friends like
Yeah.
like you guys. Yeah, like, I
I was
never
so
thought about it.
everybody I hung with was so post-racial.
Me
We didn't
too.
give a shit. Everybody's kids and family was mixed. It wasn't nothing we ever talked about anymore,
Yeah, I thought it
except
was
for in
done.
the
Me too.
history, like, yeah, like my grandma, your grand,
Yeah.
Look at
yeah,
what they did. This was a operation to destroy
Mhm.
unity in America on the most fundamental level.
yeah.
And
Coming from
oh,
billionaires
yeah.
down,
Oh, yeah.
not the grassroots
And
up.
there's lunatics like AOC and people, they're on an oligarchy tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Do you
love it.
know that you are the foot soldiers for the oligarchy tour?
I'm sure they don't.
No, no, they do. They do.
They
I
do.
bet you all those people right now have bank accounts in,
Yeah,
Cayman
you're
Islands or
probably right.
wherever. Epstein's other big thing was that he hid money for the billionaires.
Yep.
He was very involved in NGOs, very involved in all of this,
That's what
which
I
is
thought he
why,
was.
yeah, which is why I'm glad Scott Bessent is using the Treasury to look into all of this money that has gone through these NGOs, particularly when you look at the Rockefellers, but all of those are all connected in different ways. If you look at anyone if you go to influencewatch.org and you look up any of these, you're going to see it's the same people that have been since
That's
the Federal
America's
Reserve.
money, American taxpayers' money. We worked hard. We got stolen from it. We want it back. Everybody gets reparations. It's a whole. Trump said when he was elected it was going to be a year-long party. Come on, Trump, get our money back and let's start partying.
No,
And
that's
if we can do
positive.
that and we can do it in the right way, because let me tell you something, it's not that that children aren't they're purposely being sold out by this education system on
On
purpose.
Mhm.
purpose.
And
They're
it's
being
just time.
destroyed on purpose. People are getting off on it. They're sadistic pedophiles.
And I honestly believe that it's being brought out in the open. I mean, my thing is, I just feel that, like I said, our country is as sick as its secrets. And once we really learn the real history of what's been done to us and how we have been looted
Yeah.
and lied to and paid for this globalist experiment.
We paid for everybody to come at us with a gun and a you know, thing to give us
Syringe?
a syringe and
Yeah,
a
but this
gun.
this whole vaccination as a weapon has been going on since the
Yeah.
beginning of pharmacy. Particularly IG Farben. And
Yeah.
again, a lot of those people were we do need to understand that a lot of Nazis came here. And people don't think that it's a big deal that Grassley is following those rat lines, but it is a big deal.
It is a big deal, and they should follow them. I mean, we'll talk about that next time, but, you know, uh, let's just say, thank you, God, for bringing us to this day and opening our eyes, and please help, our fellow Americans' eyes to get more open, keep opening. Don't let them shut. Do it gently if you can. We try to do it gently, but it must be done, and thank you for letting us 2 gals meet. You're the
Amen.
shit, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
I love you
really.
so much.
Mind-blowing
I
every
love
time.
you so much.
Every
Well,
fucking
thank
time.
you guys. I really, really hope that people spread the word about the truth because we're all on the same side.
Yeah.
We
We
really
are.
are.
Oh, you see.